What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Singing the Tea. I am your host, Dustin, singer, actor, where sometimes I sing, sometimes I spill the tea, but it's always going to be what you want and it's always going to be what you need. So, y'all, we are jumping into a new show for us. So, we have Real Housewives of Potomac that we normally review. We already have that up and ready to go. So, Married to Medicine also dropped this week. So, guess what? That's my favorite show on Bravo. So I was like, I gotta review it. I gotta review it. And I have decided that I will go ahead and I will do um Beverly Hills. So I probably would do Beverly Hills like right after I do this. So just be on the lookout for that soon. Probably episode 1 today, maybe, and then episode 2 later this week, maybe. Because I think episode 2 came out already for Beverly Hills. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't watched it. All right, but yeah, Married to Medicine season 11, y'all. They are 11 seasons in. Season 11, episode 1. Guess who's coming to WitNik? So we're gonna jump right on into it. I think the episode was okay. Do I think this episode gave me everything I needed for it to be their first episode of the season? No. Like, I think that there could have been some things that were done a little differently personally. I don't know. Child, I just come here to review the stuff. I don't know none of that fancy stuff of what they be doing. But I do think the episode could have been a little bit better. It just was a little lackluster. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't the best. Um, But Dr. Heavenly gonna always make sure we have a good episode. So I love you some Dr. Heavenly with her messy ass. All right, but let's jump right on into it. I think the episode opened with everybody kind of going through their montage of like just different things that they've been doing, and there was a clip of Eugene and Toya talking about working out. I don't know if they were talking about them hunching or them actually working out. Pretty sure they're talking about hunching, but they could have kept that. We didn't need it. We see Phaedra talking to her child about um, where he liked to travel, and he brought up Tokyo, and she was like, "Oh yeah, the bidets." I'm like, "You can get a bidet everywhere, girl." Like it just was unnecessary. I didn't need it. But I do. So in those moments, what I do like is where they have the actual doctors doing their thing, because I know they can't talk about so much. So I do love those moments reserved for some of that. So seeing Dr. Jackie do her thing, I love Dr. Jackie. Always gonna root for her doing her thing. So that was cool and nice to see Dr. Jackie do her thing. So we jump into it, and Cecil and Simone, they talk about having a freaknik revamp. You know how they used to go back in the day. So it's funny when they had came out with the freaknik documentary, like there were a lot of pictures surfacing online with Cecil and his brother at Freaknik. So that's pretty cool that they decided to do that and just kind of like jump on that wagon since those pictures and stuff were out. So that's really dope that they got to relive that moment. And in their conversation about throwing this party and how they kind of want to invite a lot of their friends, Cecil brings up Quad because he's like, "Hey, who are you bringing?" She was like, "The people I talked to," and he was like, "Well, what does that mean? Like, is Quad coming?" Basically, that's what he want to know. He's like, "Quad, that's my girl. I want to know if she gonna be there." We love us some Miss Quad. Listen, Miss Quad, she got it, she got it. We love us some Miss Quad, so of course we need Quad in here in the fold. Now, Cecil asked her, "Hey, did you talk to her since the reunion? What's going on with that?" And it's like in that conversation, we see Heavenly showing up to Quad's house. Heavenly, Heavenly dropped, or the vase fell out the bottom of the flowers. That shit was funny as hell when it fell out. So that was hilarious. And Quad booty looked funny in that dress. I know she said her booty real. I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. Quad is one of the most beautiful women on this planet. You can't take it from her. But it did look weird. I don't know what it was. It looked like it was folded under a little bit, but she still looked good, so it don't matter. Um, but they're having their conversation kind of about the same thing. So we're kind of flipping back and forth, and we see Cecil's asking her, like, "Hey," which we see Cecil secretly invites her to the Freaknik or WitNik event a little bit later in the episode. So that was quite interesting that he kind of went behind his wife's back to invite a friend. But I know he just wants the best. But, Simone is just saying, "Hey, look, I don't really understand what's going on when it comes to Quad. I'm not really talking to her. We had a moment at the reunion where we were good. She came in my dressing room and talked to me. I thought we were good, but I haven't heard from her. So she's putting the ball in her court." Fast forward to Heavenly and Quad talking, and Heavenly's like, you know what? We did you wrong. We need to apologize to you. We didn't have to do you like that. How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think that the ladies did Quad wrong? I think it's twofold. I think that there was something going on the back end when it comes to Quad that we just weren't seeing, because on the show it was just like, why are y'all so mad at Quad? Now the people do say, now this is something that they do say allegedly, that Quad is always late. Hence, we'll go into that on this episode. Quad is the last one to show up at the event. So I know a lot of the ladies have said that, because I watched Dr. Heavenly's show. I love Dr. Heavenly's reviews. I actually haven't seen it. I need to go back and watch it. But Dr. Heavenly talks about, like, that's something that she's always late. So why get that together? The ladies don't like it. People don't like that in general, girls. Try to be on time sometimes. So, but there's that. But they rehash what Simone brought up at the reunion with I think it was Quad's goddaughter passing at her house. Simone brought that up in the reunion, and I will say this. Simone, you do need to go back and apologize for that. You might have done it in the moment, but go back and apologize. I think that'll be something that's good for you to do. Just to go ahead and just kind of get that ball rolling. But Simone just feels like their relationship is superficial. She feels like she can lean on Heavenly, can lean on Dr. Jackie, but she doesn't feel like she can lean on Quad. So I thought that was kind of interesting, speaking, of her saying that about Dr. Heavenly. And there's a little dinner with them a little bit later. But the next scene that we kind of get into is Dr. G and Sweet Tea heading over to Phaedra's house. And in that they're having a conversation in the car about, them trying to have a baby. I think that there might need to be some more realistic conversations, because I think they brought up in the last season like she's having trouble, and I think great, that y'all are trying. I really do, but like, what does that trying look like? Is it just like y'all are just saying like, hey, we just hunching, or are y'all like actively going to seek professional help to see what we can do to have a baby? I think that's what we would like to see as a viewer. It ain't our business, but that's what we'd like to see, because you just giving us the, oh yeah, we're trying to have a baby, child. Okay, like everybody hunch, but not me. But yeah. But they show up at Phaedra's house, and Phaedra lets them in, and Sweet Tea's coming to get swimming lessons. I'm gonna be honest. I'm good on Sweet Tea. I'm good on Dr. G. I'm good on Phaedra for this series. Like, Phaedra was good on Traders, top tier. Um, it's out now. We know that she's going to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So this is her last season with Married to Medicine. They just put her over here. That's kind of how it feels. But for Sweet Tea coming up here for the swimming lessons, it just wasn't needed. It was just really a filler scene. That's just kind of how this episode felt. It just felt like it was a bunch of filler scenes put together, and boom, there you have it. But in that, we see that Phaedra has a conversation with Dr. G about Heavenly. And about Heavenly and Sweet Tea kind of having their issues, and Heavenly coming hard online. Heavenly wasn't playing with Dr. G. And really, Sweet Tea kind of like snowballed that, because it really was, Heavenly was coming at Sweet Tea, but Heavenly's thing was, Sweet Tea ain't got nothing to lose. Sweet Tea ain't got nothing. I'm finna come for your man because I know he got something. So I'm finna do this to shut all y'all up. And Heavenly hit below the belt, but child, y'all know how Heavenly is. Y'all already know how Heavenly is when it comes to her man. And she talks about it when we're going to go into the next segment, which was Cecil and Dr. Simone going over to Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon's house. Love that. I love to see them working on their relationship. He brought that crown because we know that Dr. Heavenly loves, she down for the brown, baby. Dr. Heavenly love her some brown in that coffee mug. She doesn't do the coffee mug really anymore. I used to love when she used to do the coffee mug. So they have a private hibachi event, and y'all, I love me some hibachi. Oh, somebody take me to a hibachi date. One of y'all, one of my followers, listen, shout out to the followers, y'all. We are really growing this channel, but we're gonna jump back into it. But yes, they have a private hibachi event. If one of y'all want to take me to a private hibachi event, feel free, baby. Feel free. But the hibachi event's going good. The man doing the little choo-choo train and all that, throwing the food in their mouth. All right, cool. Sit down and eat. Cecil ass is messy. Cecil messy ass went up there and said, "Oh yeah, Damon. So you and Heaven to talk about Sweet Tea? That relationship? What's going on?" And Damon was like, "Is this when we start yelling?" I love Damon's demeanor. Like, the thing that I love about Damon is you very rarely get him out of his character for anything. And Damon is one of those characters from start to finish. He has always been consistent. You can say what you want to say about him. His first season on this show to current, Damon has always been Damon. I really enjoy that. He's like the voice of reason for the show. I know some people don't care for that. I actually really like him. He reminds me a lot of. I feel like there'll never be a person like Greg Leaks, but he kind of puts me in the essence of that, like that kind of like can come in and give those words of wisdom. But shout out to Greg Leaks. We miss you. Um, but the one thing, and Heavenly always says this, and she said it here. Y'all know I don't play by my man. I don't play by my man. And Sweet Tea knew what she was doing. You doubled down on it, Sweet Tea. You felt like he was cheating, which in fact, she can feel that way. She can feel and she can believe that the things that Mariah said were true. I love how Mariah is still being brought up within this show, and she's not even here. Mariah, we would love to have you back. We would take Mariah over Sweet Tea and Phaedra any day. Because that's the thing about Mariah. Mariah and Heavenly, baby, it wasn't nothing like it. We miss that. So do what you got to do. We need to get Mariah back on the show. I miss Mariah. Now, if y'all gonna bring Mariah back, y'all have a conversation with her and Quad, because we don't want no more of that mess. But we do want Mariah back in fold, because we do like us some Mariah. Now, in that conversation, Heavenly just lets it be known, like, listen, she said something about me, my practice. She don't have no practice. I went for her man's practice. She said something about my man cheating. So I said something disparaging about her man, which Heavenly, I'm going to be real. Heavenly hit below the belt, which she deleted it. She had to apologize, but it was already out there. I'm not going to repeat what she said. But yeah, Heavenly, you went low. So I really hope you do apologize. I know you apologized to her, but you need to apologize again, like on camera, because that was really low. You my girl, but that was low. Um, so then after that, Heavenly brings up Quad to Simone and was like, "Hey, I feel like you need to apologize. I feel like you need to apologize to Quad. We need to get this ball moving. We need to really figure out what's going on with this." Um, The one thing with Quad though, and they bring this up because Simone is like, well, she came to my dressing room after that and apologized, and all of them can agree. Well, you know how Quad is, and Quad, she just she just real wishy washy with her feelings, give you mixed signals. Here's the thing with that Quad, you can't do that. If you went to somebody and you accepted their apology or you apologized and y'all were able to move on in that moment, you can't go back and backtrack after that because these people feel like they're good. You got to stand on it. If she apologized, if y'all addressed it, and she wasn't coming from a malicious place, move on from it. But you gonna have to pick a choose, baby. But you can't be cool with them on a Monday and then mad with them on a Tuesday and then cool again on a Wednesday. You can't do it. You can't let the wind take it. You're gonna have to stand firm in your word, girl. That's what you're gonna have to do. Now, after we get done with Hibachi, we pull up to Simone and Cecil setting up a WitNik. Y'all, it looks real dope. It looks super dope. I wish I could have went to Freaknik. It looked like it was a good time. I don't know if it was if it was for the gays. I don't know if they really had the legitimate quad section over there. It looked like it was really for the straights. That's all right. I hang with the straights. Me and y'all can get down. We have a good time. But if y'all have an LGBTQIA plus area, I would really like to go over there to the Freaknik section for that. But I don't think y'all had that back in the day. But you know what? That's all right. I'm gonna move on to the next thing because I almost told some of my business. Yes, indeed. Whew, child. All right. So we have the Freaknik there, and we see the people starting to get dressed. We see Phaedra and Toya getting dressed, which I think would have been cool to just see, like, because I think they were at Phaedra's house. I'm pretty sure, but it would have been nice to see like them have a conversation, like, oh, showing up to the house, having a little conversation, and then we switch over to um, Jackie and Dr. Heavenly getting ready for it as well at Dr. Jackie's house. Jackie has a beautiful home. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous home. She did her big one with that. So we see them getting ready, which theirs was a little bit more fun and energetic. Like they were trying on a different wig. Heavenly looked a damn fool in that wig, but theirs was a little bit more funny than it was for us. Child, them people over there, child. I ain't even go back. But After that, we see them trying on the wigs. Heavenly pick her Baps wig, which Heavenly's on Miami. She picks up her Baps wig. We start to see them showing up for the event. So it looks like Heavenly, Damon, Jackie, and Curtis show up first. We haven't seen Curtis, I feel like, in forever. Curtis, it was good to see you. Showing up at the event. Looks like they're having a good time. They look cool. Jackie was saying, listen, I was over here at school trying to get my good degree. I was trying to become a doctor. I didn't have time to go to WitNik. Heavenly says she showed up to WitNik a couple of times, and if she would have met Damon, she probably would have been pregnant because she was wilding back then. Heavenly, girl, I thought you was a virgin, honey. I thought you was a virgin until you met Daddy. But child, that ain't my business. You get it while the getting is good, and once you got it, you turn around and get some more because you got them, honey. Hook, line, and sinker. Ain't nobody coming in between y'all, and we know that's right. So they start showing up, and then it looks like Toya and Eugene show up with Phaedra. So everybody's having a good time. They cutting up the car. I love the cars. The cars look great. Love, love, love the cars. And then Toya and Eugene was like, child, we were too young. We were too young to go to WitNik. Like, it was really popping when we was in like middle school. They were real shady for that. But I'm with them though. Like, it looks like it was really dope, but half of us are too young, and they older than me. So I know I was too young for it, but it does look dope, and I've heard stories. So the more people are pulling up, they pulling in, and we see Sweet Tea, Dr. G, and we see Welcome Back Contessa. We see Contessa coming in. Now I gotta give the show a little bit. My thing is, Contessa was too big of a player for her to just be like, oh, there she is. They didn't make it a big enough deal for me. Once again, how are they friends? How do I like? Because when Contessa was on the show, I don't. Yes, he was. Greg was on the show. Greg was on the show. Take that back. I was like, I don't even know if Greg was on the show, but we needed to see how they even became friends because it literally looked like, hey, we got this scene. We need y'all to roll in. You come in with her. Like, you're gonna be her friend this season. That's how it came off. Yeah, y'all could give Contessa. We give Contessa more than that. We could have done more with Dr. Contessa. Now, Contessa, I do want to say this because Dr. Heavenly gave you a hug. Dr. Contessa, don't come over here with that shit this season. Leave it be. You've been gone for too long for you to try to rehash some stuff that you had back in the day when you was. Don't bring up that what Heavenly said on her show about your man. Because I gotta say, I watched the show. You were on the show. She didn't say that he was physically doing anything to you. She was asked a question and she answered it. Physically, she said no. Verbally, yes. That's what she said. So, Dr. Cass, you putting too much on it. You putting too much on it. Try to move on. Um, but did y'all see my girl Maddie? T.S. Madison was in the back doing her big one in the back. So I don't know if she's going to be having more episodes or she just happened to show up to this event. Either way, it was good to see Maddie. We love us. Not the boar worms. Not the boar worms. Ooh. For those who know T.S. Madison, you know where that's from. If you don't, go look up T.S. Madison boar worms. I'm telling you, it's worth it. It is worth it. So then the star of the show, late as always, Miss Quad, she got it, pulls up. I love me some Miss Quad. Miss Quad and Heavenly, listen, Quad and Heavenly, they keeping the lights on over there. All right. They keeping the lights on. Hopefully the other girls are coming to play this season. But she shows up and Simone was like, oh, we have an unexpected guest. Child, no, your husband invited her. He owe you a little piece of apology. But one thing I do want to say, and I appreciate Simone for this. Simone saw her. Simone, they eventually spoke to each other, and Simone was like, yeah, I'm not having that conversation now. I've been drinking. This ain't the time. I appreciate that. Know that. She was like, I ain't trying to cause no scene. I feel like Simone is really wanting to make that relationship work. So she was like, listen, I ain't trying to do that. We can talk about it a little bit later. Um, so I'm glad that they didn't bring that up. But I will say, Simone, you do need to apologize. Qua owes you an apology too, but you do need to apologize for bringing up that situation because it didn't have anything to do with the show. But I get where you were going. I will say I get where you were going with that. Now, one thing I will say that it was good to see. It was so good to see Toya, Eugene, and Quad have a conversation. I loved when Quad and Toya had that sister relationship. I loved it. I'll never forget when she brought that care package of like ramen noodles, all of that to her house. I love that. So my hope is that they can get back to a place similar to that. They don't have to be 100% there, but a place that is similar to that, because we do miss that relationship. But it was good to see them working through those issues. And then it looks like we see the performances. The performances are going on, and Dr. Scott goes up there and performs. I think Dr. Scott and Ashley Darby should go on tour together. Y'all's voices are kind of similar. It's giving me, oh, your voices are giving me, we don't want it. So y'all can go on tour together. Y'all can do it. Y'all's partners, children can go, and then y'all can do that affordable tour for y'all. You know, convenient centers, shopping malls, gas stations. Y'all can go and perform at venues like that. We don't want this. Dr. Scott, you could have sat down. We good, honey. We good on that. So also, Dr. Heaven has said, "Oh, Quad, I like your friend," and they kind of gave us a little clip of her. That was Angel. I can't remember her last name, but she's a nurse, and she was on Basketball Wives. So I think that she might be a friend of the show as well. Which, if she is, we didn't get anything from that. But if she's gonna be a friend of the show, give us a little bit more. She's actually really good TV, and she's stunning. She's stunning. So I would really like to see her here, because we like, I liked her on Basketball Wives. I truly did. So I would love to see her over here, being with the Medicine Girls. All right, so this is when, listen, Heavenly said, "Baby, it's time to clock in." Sweet Tea went over there. She asked to speak to Damon. She starts saying, "Hey, I wasn't saying that you were cheating. I just brought it up because your wife said it." And then G walks up and he starts joining in the conversation. Then Heaven said, "I don't like my man talking to no woman around me present." I know that's right, Heaven. Heaven said, "Nah, y'all ain't finna double team my man, and one of y'all is a woman. Let me come up in here, take my shoes off, and see what's going on." So they are having that conversation. And I will say this. And Dr. G brought this up early when he was talking to Phage Boom. He was saying, like, he feels like Damon was trying to hold him accountable for what his wife said. Yeah. Like like Damon said, "I'm not gonna check your wife. I'm gonna come to you and talk to you about that." As he should. Like, he should never talk to your wife about it. He should come to you, and then you should have a conversation with your wife. That's what that should have been. He shouldn't have. Yeah, he did the right thing by coming to you and talk to you about it. And I think where I can understand both perspectives on this, Greg is like, "I don't know if you cheat or not. I'm not with you 24/7. But what Dr. Damon is saying is, you know my character enough to know that that's not me. You know that that's not me. That might be you because you have done that. We've seen it with you in Quad, but we haven't seen it." And also, too, here's the thing. Y'all keep saying that they got these receipts. They got these receipts. Mariah had these receipts. All these, he cheating with all these people around town. Someone would have come forward by now. Someone would have. They would have. So that's just my take on it. Leave it alone. So we need to move on to something else. If the man cheating, okay, he let the man cheat in peace. She ain't gonna leave him. Y'all bringing it up ain't gonna do much. And then we see Heavenly and Sweet Tea get to get into it. And she said, "Girl, next time bring your mom if you want to talk to me." Now, Heavenly, just talk to the girl and go ahead. Just talk to her, get it on over with. Sweet Tea talking about she gonna do a cease and desist. Girl, on what? Oh, I'm over Sweet Tea. I'm over Sweet Tea. Y'all can get rid of her, in my opinion. Y'all could have gave us, what's her, Janice? I like Janice. Y'all can bring back Janice. Oh, and Lisa Nicole. Y'all can bring back Miss Lisa Nicole. I love me some Lisa Nicole. But y'all, that was the episode of Married to Medicine. So I'm going to review this every week. I'm going to add this to the fold. The episode was okay. I would have liked a little bit more. It did ramp up towards the end. So I think if we would have had more, just a little bit more, like they could have gave us to, they could have given, not Toya, Contessa. I don't know why I can't think of her name. They could have given Contessa a segment. They could have given us like segment of like Phaedra and Toya, like showing up at the houses, like having a little conversation, having some wine. Like those little interactions would have made it a little bit different for me. But overall, the show is probably going to be good. It looks like throughout the season we're going to have some good stuff. We see Apollo coming in. Quad got a man at home, baby, and we are excited to see that. We're ready to see Quad fall in love, and I hope this one sticks, girl. But y'all, that is the episode. I want to say thank you to all of the subscribers. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. If you are new here, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, send it to your friends, send it to your family, send it to your cousin, your auntie, your brother, sister, cousin, uncle, all of the people, so we can get those subscribers up. Y'all, my goal is to have our subscribers like tripled by the end of the year. We got time. We got about a month. We can make it happen. Anything is possible. So thank you so much. But that is a review, and I will see y'all soon with Beverly Hills. Have a good one, y'all.